In this presentation, we will see the various database users. Let's directly step into the topic of the day, the database users. Basically, we are going to address 4 types of users in this presentation. The first user is the naive users. The second type of users we are going to address is the application programmers. The third type is the sophisticated users, and the last one, specialized users. So in this presentation, we are going to address these 4 types of users. Let's start with the first type of the user, the naive user. As the name itself says that they are naive. What do we mean by naive? It means the users have no knowledge about the databases, but they frequently work on the system. You may be wondering, how is that possible? When the users have no knowledge about the database, how can they work with the system? Yes, they can. Let's take an example. Anyone can go to the ATM machine and withdraw money. Is there any prerequisite that whoever wants to use the ATM machine needs to know about databases, SQL, and other languages? No. They need to know only how to use the system. We need not know the technical details about the system. I'll give you one more example. Nowadays, people are not preferring to stand in the queue to book a train ticket. Instead, what they are doing? They are preferring online mode for booking the ticket. Is there any constraint or prerequisite that whoever wants to book a train ticket, they should know the technology? No. So they should know only how to use the system. They may not be needed to know the working or the technical specifications or the technical details about the system. So basically, naive users are unsophisticated users where they lack the technical knowledge. In this subject, naive users are referred as unsophisticated users and they lack database knowledge. And what they are required to know? They are required to know how to use the system, right? Because already the application programs are well written and they are going to just invoke or use the already written application programs. Say for example, if you're going to an ATM machine to withdraw money, you should know how to operate the system. That's it. Because how to withdraw the money, everything is predefined using the application programs. And these naive users are going to invoke or use the application programs that was already written. I'll give you some examples. Clerk, tellers in the bank, because they know how to access the system, and when some customer comes and asks for certain details, they will be able to provide assistance to the customers by giving the right information, by accessing the data from the database. But please be noted that they are not going to supply SQL queries in order to fetch the data. They know how to use the system. How easily we can access the database system? Because we are in a contemporary world where we have multiple web interfaces, mobile interfaces, user interfaces are defined. Say if you want to book a movie ticket, are you preferring to go to the movie theater to book a ticket? No, we are not preferring that nowadays. From my mobile phone or from my laptop or from my desktop, I can easily book a movie ticket or a train ticket or a flight ticket. Even I can purchase goods online. So users are expected to know how to use the system. And as mentioned, we also have some desktop applications and we should know how to use the system. That is the only requirement for the users. So we are done with the first type of users, the naive users. Let's now move on to the second type of users, the application programmers. We know naive users are going to use or invoke the application programs that was already written. Who has written those application programs? The application programmers, the software developers, right? So these software developers or application programmers are computer professionals and they are specialized in development of the software. In other words, we can also say that they know some programming languages, how to write a program, how to create a software, how to write an application as well. When they know how to develop an application, they obviously use some application development tools and other tools and technologies that are required to develop an application. And obviously, what's their main job? Is to develop the user interfaces that are really user-friendly and easy to access, because they are going to develop the application programs which are not going to be used by other software professionals. The applications that they develop are going to be actually used by naive users also. So in that case, the system or the application they create, in other words, the user interfaces they create, it should be user-friendly. And obviously, the application developers use rapid application development tools for developing the application programs. And obviously, what these application programmers are going to develop? Applications or web or mobile interfaces. To be precise, they are going to develop user interfaces that are really user-friendly. So we are done with the second type of users, the application programmers. Let's now move on to the third type of users, the sophisticated users. We know naive users are unsophisticated users, but now we are talking about sophisticated users. So obviously they know the nook and corners of the system, and they also know how to interact with the system. These sophisticated users, they use the database query languages because they know how to interact with the system. Let's take the database administrator as an example. He is a sophisticated user. How? He knows how to write queries in order to fetch the information from the database. So sophisticated users, example database administrator, knows how to use the database query languages. And also they know how to use data analysis software because they are directly interacting with the database contains data, and not only they are going to use the queries for just fetching the data or storing the data, they also use some data analysis software in order to do the analysis. As already mentioned in the first lecture of this subject, today there is a need for data analyst and business analyst in the job market. So these users will be able to know how to use some data analysis software. So we are done with the third type of users, the sophisticated users. Let's now move on to the fourth type of user, the specialized users. The name itself says that they have additional skill sets. In other words, they have some specialized skill sets. What type of users they are? The specialized users are. These users are specialized to use some database applications. Not only simple database access, they also have some specialized database applications. Say for example, they will be proficient with computer-aided design systems. We can see a lot of innovations in the artificial intelligence area. So specialized users will have knowledge about the knowledge base and expert systems. And not only this, the specialized users not only deal with simple databases, they will also be dealing with the multimedia databases as well. They know how to create a database, how to access the database when it deals with the multimedia data. What's a multimedia data? It's not simply the text data, it is the audio data, video data, text, animation, graphics, images, whatsoever. And these specialized users are working for the projects that can be deployed in the current and even in the next generation. So we are done with the specialized users also. In this presentation, we have seen 4 different types of users of database. Number 1, the naive users. Number 2, application programmers. Number 3, sophisticated users. And number 4, specialized users. And we have a very important user in the database. Who is that? The database administrator. In the next presentation, we will see elaborately about the database administrator and the roles and responsibilities of a database administrator. Please be noted that it's a high privilege job to be a database administrator because he or she has the complete privilege over the database system in the organization. And that's it guys. I hope you guys enjoyed this presentation and thank you for watching.